Welcome or welcome back to day 139 of our chess journey to 1500 ELO and chess.com. Well, it's become quite I was going to say, funny at this point, how most of the time I tend to forget which day it is and I have to start the recording again because I have to check. It's not easy keeping up with the date when the numbers are ever fleeting and, well, the days go and come and go, whatnot. Yeah, let's just jump ahead into the game. I just kind of lost my thought there. So let's just go ahead here and instead of losing our thought, well, I was going to say lose our game, but that's probably not what we want to do, so let's just win a game instead. We're playing Silver 66 from Spain. Ooh, I'm getting the flags correct as of late. An improvement for sure, and we get a Budapest Gambit. Let's just accept this, why not? And try and find a refutation. Last time, pretty sure this is what we played, and I think it proved to be the best move. Let's come out and go here once again. The Adler variation. Sure, I knew that, of course, and we have this bishop coming out. This seems to be good, because otherwise there is annoying pressure down here, which is not easy to deal with. Let's blunt the bishop and hopefully kick out the knight afterwards, as it's annoying. Oh, now this is threatened. Definitely an annoying opening in some ways, but well, I think we should have our decent chances here. Our opponent seems to be quite well versed here in this opening. I don't think we have good ways of defending this pawn. We might not. And our opponent has gotten good development. How about this move? Which might seem kind of counterintuitive. Oh, never mind, we can't actually take this if this knight takes. I was thinking this, and this doesn't look horrendously bad. But, well, that's not quite an option. Our queen can't defend this pawn. Would have to come here, and, well, I guess we're kind of threatening the bishop there and defending the pawn, but pretty sure our queen does not belong on that square. We might still be able to go there, but it's dangerous, I'm pretty sure. Let's say we go here, for instance, though. How does our opponent target our queen? Well, for one, they could come here, hit our queen, and threaten this. In which case, we would have to defend the square. No, we wouldn't. We would just take here. So this might be likely. And then this, and this is probably okay. It's just, it seems a bit too aggressive coming up here with our queen, most likely. We should probably, well, not do it. But as for now, I think we might have the option of doing this. This knight can't quite get to our queen and target us like this. This pawn is blocked, and there is no way for any rooks to hit us. This bishop isn't in the game yet, and if this pawn is to push up and get into the game, we could just take, and we should cement our pawn advantage. This, I think, is a risk in some ways, but I do not quite see a better move here. The queen comes out, defending the bishop and targeting this. Our opponent just seems to be incredibly prepared. Now this, and this is a threat once again. I think we have to give the pawn back. We can't hold on to it. So let's just try and improve our position instead here, or develop, that is. Most likely, I think this is good, coming out with our knight. Then though, this becomes a bit annoying because here we would have to come back with we would have to come back with the queen either way, I guess, because this move hits our queen still. I'm pretty sure here our last Budapest Gambit went a whole lot better. I'm feeling a bit more pressured here, although it might not be all that surprising, considering our opponent seems to know the theory a whole lot better than our previous opponent. This is probably the move here, I would expect. Although this is probably okay as well, and then we would have to come back to defend this here. We don't want to get forked by this knight. If this is played, we get what we want. I'm pretty sure at least we can cement our pawn advantage there. This, and I'm pretty sure our opponent wants this and this. It's probably not bad for us, but oh, I think I see a tactic here. Oh, never mind. I do not. I would have liked for it to be possible though. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite seem to be playable because of this in-between move. So let's kind of scrap that idea. Which means we probably have to take into account what happens here either way, and we might just be forced to capture even still. Yeah, because otherwise this comes with a check, and we don't want this, and coming up here, and well, this could be okay. Might actually not be all that bad. And if this is played, we could come back here, threaten this, and get some activity. Then our opponent doesn't get to force us into bad positions. Or so I'd like to say, but we could get bullied here, I think. This could be played, and our queen is forced back, but that's probably not all that bad. There is a complexity here in this position, which I do not quite love, but yeah, I will come up here, I think. Didn't love playing what our opponent wanted us to play. So we'll be doing our own thing and try and develop as we play. This might come now, but the pawn is pushed, as we kind of guessed there, and well, this might be a move. Is what I'm realizing here. This, we put pressure on this knight, and we hit this knight. And then if this is played, we can come out here, or we could come back and target this with the queen. This pawn might become a long-term weakness, because we can stack our rooks here, and it can't quite push up to this square. At least in some positions, I think. Don't quite love what happens here if this is played. I think we'll come here, and yeah, we can defend this. This is good. This is good. We exert pressure. Our opponent has to respond. Always a bit scary in those kinds of positions, but I think this seems safe. Our opponent, though, is still at 15 minutes playing quickly, so we'll have to try and match the tempo at some point in this game. At least not try and fall too far behind, so we can have some time to play with as we get on into the end game. This, haven't quite decided between this and this recapture. Let's have a look at this. This is a check, so we can't take this either, which most likely we might have not decided to do either way. Once we get this kind of a pawn structure, which I think we will, because we want to get this bishop active, I think this bishop here seems a bit closed in if it's stuck down here. Well, we could get it out like this, but I think getting it out here seems a bit more active. I was going to say this looked like a blunder, but I think it's not. This is still safe. This, and there is this still. So our opponent did not blunder. It just looked like it for a brief second. At least I think so. Can't be entirely sure. I want to go here. I don't know how ideal it is. This does force some complications, or simplifications rather. This is forced, and this is likely to be played in response. The knight will have to move. Maybe here. Hitting this and this. Then we might have to come back. I really want there to be something here, but this and this knight takes, so we don't have any free material. I think we'll take here. We don't have the option of dilly-dallying. The position begs to be played. We don't have this either, because the bishop defends the queen. Do we castle here? It's probably not a bad move. I just really hoped we had something better. But it seems unlikely. And I won't force the issue if we don't have anything. Let's just castle and get to safety. We control this square now, so any kind of plan like this and this pawn here, as I mentioned, is probably going to be a nice target for us. This we can get out here. This knight, well, it can't come up like this, but we should probably find some way of remaneuvering it. Maybe coming up here and bringing it around here, or here maybe. Doesn't look like a bad plan to me. Our queen is defended here. But this, and still we have this, are taking with the queen, so it's not as though there is any discovery against our queen, which could work. The bishop is slightly loose. We can't quite take advantage of it, because this, and well, the big queen would defend it, but still, if it didn't, I don't think we would want to trade the queen for 2 pieces. Just making a mental note here, in some positions there might be ideas of skewering, but most likely that's not going to be the case. Do we come here? Or do we apply pressure here immediately? That's also something we're going to have to decide on what to do. The bishop can't come out here, but it could come out here. But if it comes there, I think that's not bad for us. Well, it could come here actually, and we could see this, and no, that's bad. We get the queen. It's this or this. I think we'll bring the rook on over maybe. Applying pressure here, probably this was okay as well. This maybe. I think we had a few good moves. Our opponent sets up some stuff against our queen. Can we go here? If this is played, yeah, I don't love what's happening here, but it's not quite bad yet, I think. This, the bishop could come here and we could be bullying it and pushing it around, looking to end up here. This, and there is this, no, but we can come here and the queen is not threatened. Do we want this though? I think I definitely don't mind losing or getting the bishop here, but I think this clamp down here is important, but we have such good control here, it's not necessarily first for us. Yeah, let's go here. This. Well, there is this and opening up this. But this, though, I think is probably not best for our opponent, as we get a lot of tempo here with our pieces. I'm playing a bit too slowly today. I'll try and speed it up. This, we get a decent configuration, I think. This pawn might be a bit loose, but it's also quite well defended. It's difficult making those decisions here. This is not played actually, and the bishop goes all the way back. Now, do we go here? Definitely still an option, I think. This, and we can still come here, so it's not going to be bad for us, I think. So let's develop our bishop instead. Just making sure we don't trap our knight, but the knight seems safe. So let's come up with the bishop. I was looking at this, but we come out here and there is no way of bullying us around there, I think. So that seems okay. Ooh, now this is interesting. Can we exploit this? Maybe in some way, but I don't quite see it yet. So let's not force the issue. Our opponent probably wants to move the knight and reveal something against our queen. Oh, I was about to drop our queen off here. Nope, not going to happen. How about this, maybe? Don't quite love that either. This, and I don't want this pawn structure. I don't want to take either. This doesn't work. I want to move our queen. Definitely want to move the queen. I guess we have to come all the way back if we want to do so though, but yeah, if we're going to do it, we have to go all the way back, and then bishop to f5 is going to be played maybe. Our opponent here is going to get some tempo, but sometimes we just have to give something to our opponent. And this, we could actually meet it with this move and this pawn structure. Might not be bad. It definitely clamps down on this square, leaving this pawn here in a really difficult spot. But this is played. This is still defended for us, but the pawn is under pressure now. I am realizing we might have this. Utilizing this pawn, or pin rather. This might just be a free piece. I can't see a good argument against playing this. This is defended. We're going to get some loose stuff. But as long as this doesn't blunder a piece, it should definitely win a piece. I'm pretty confident. 3.5 minutes. We'll just have to play the move. We can't go around proving it for a long time at least. This is our threat. I don't see a strong counter threat. Well, this for sure is something, but it's probably not what our opponent wants. If we can go here, which we can. And now our opponent is going to have quite a lot of stuff hanging. This suddenly turned into a bizarre position. That's for sure, but well, I think this works. Don't have time to calculate deeply, I just see it. There is no immediate tactical idea. At least I'm hoping so. Oh no. Oh, never mind. I thought it revealed an attack against our queen, which it doesn't. It just allows for this. I thought for a second those queens were aligned along the same diagonal. Now there is a whole lot of pressure. This is defended and this is defended, which is important here. Maybe we don't even have to lose pawns. This, and we would come here. Or we could even go here immediately. No, we couldn't, because this would be a check, of course. So we've exposed our king a bit, which is not good in the long term, but if we simplify into a great position, then hopefully it shouldn't be all that bad. We don't have infinite time here, of course. The clock is definitely ticking down. If this is played, it's not, then I guess we can come here and pick up a piece. It's not trivial here. Our opponent, I think, played the best move, probably forcing at least 1 or 2 pawns for the piece. Or we could come here maybe and close down the structure, which I think looks quite solid. Alternatively, we could come up here and close down. Yeah, this looks good. We get a great structure. We prevent c5, and we can get bishop to f3 at any moment. And e4 is protected as well. Yeah, we'll be coming up here. I'm just terrified of blundering here, as it would be quite unfortunate when we're up a piece now. There is still some complexity here, but if we get a solid position, it should be much easier to calculate. We have infinite pressure down here. This knight could maybe reroute at some point. Well, not here now, but at some point. This bishop belongs here for the time being, keeping our structure together and defending our king. We should maybe double up here, find a plan for our queen. Our position here is looking quite optimistic. If this is played, for instance, I think we just trade down the rooks, if given the chance. I think this is important as well, this move, because now if this is played, we have some weaknesses to target. This is targeted. I think we just come up here and we should be quite well covered. This is defended, this is covered, and now the queen does not get in here because our queen now covers f2. I would like to come here with tempo maybe, preparing for this. This is a bit loose, but well, still not quite. Let's calculate. And there's this. But there is because the queen covers this, so we can't come back. Oh no, we can, because if we take here then and the queen has to go, we have checkmate. Yeah, I think we'll take. Oh no, this covers this. Oops. Well, it's not horrendously bad. I think we'll just defend the pawn like this, maybe. Then we cover d1 with the knight. We're kind of blocking our bishop for a second here, but that should be fine. This is defended. The rook doesn't quite get in. It could go here, I guess, but that's probably not where it belongs. Now this is a move. At least as far as I can see it is. I think we have this. This comes with a check, and we'll be going here, I think. There is some poison here still, but not something we should not be able to deal with. The back rank is still covered by the rook here, importantly, because, well, this and this, there is definitely some stuff going on here. So I think most likely coming up here might be an idea. Our opponent intends to infiltrate the back rank, it seems. Can we come here and try and intercept the idea? Oh, this is the idea here. But if we come here and this is played, we have this. So if this, 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 and this is played, then what? We cover this with our queen, so it should be good. And because it looks good, I think we come up here. It seems our opponent is going for something of a last-ditch effort here, trying to create some counterplay with a checkmate threat, but I think we should have this covered. This pawn here is now undefended. If we move the knight, like this for example, there should be a revealed attack. This is a good move. Because now if we move here, this... Well, now we can come around like this, in fact. Here, here, and here. And we still keep our defense of the rook. So let's go for it. We do not have unlimited time. So we'll just have to play the moves. This is our threat. Taking the bishop. As simplification should lead to victory. As long as we don't lose on time, of course. We're down to 1 minute after all. If this is played, I think we should be quite happy. Then I think we take here and maybe we come in here and just hold a solid position. I think this is okay, we just take. If this is played, we don't quite take. I think we have this. I'm pretty sure the problem here is this is a checkmate. So there is still some poison left here, as I did mention. This, rook takes. We're going to lose our a pawn if this is played. Or no, we won't, because takes, takes, takes. We have checkmate. this, and this though. But we're still getting our simplification here, so I think we should be good. Losing a pawn should not be the worst, as our opponent has a horrendous endgame with the pawns here, especially with us being up a piece. This is played. Our opponent opts for this, but here I'm pretty sure there should be no way of us losing. We should have a pretty simple victory at our hands. Those pawns, importantly, on dark squares will be coming up here, and if the bishop gets traded, if the bishops get traded off, we win immediately. Doesn't matter that our pawns are split apart, we have a piece against 0 pieces, so that should be quite okay for us. There is nothing to target in our position for our opponent. Let's come up with our king. We could still take here. I think we will in fact take any second. Now we'll wait one more turn here, or move rather. Here. I think it might be an overcommitment. Don't think our opponent would want the pawn there. This is an interesting idea. I think it doesn't work though, but I don't want to allow it. So let's go here, try and induce this move, because I don't think this is the pawn our opponent wants to push if they want the pawns here to come down the board. Oh, this seems a bit too... Yeah, it doesn't seem like the move our opponent should be playing. I don't quite know what our best move here is, but I'm pretty sure we could try and find some way of stopping this, coming up here. And then we could try and push those pawns here. This could be played. We would have to go here maybe. Our opponent is definitely creating really good counterplay, but I think the game is still good for us. This is bizarre though. This is really bizarre. How about just cementing our threat over here? We should have a threat of our own after all. Let's take... This might be played. But this is played, and... well, we can't come up, so we'll have to come here. Our knight has to move soon. Still, it might. I think it might still be able to stay there for a second or two. Never mind. That's not the move. Let's push this one square. Buying time here. Forcing our opponent to make a move. I don't think any move improves our opponent's position. If they are to win, I think they have to get us into Zugzwang, which I'm not going to allow. This, and we get in, I guess. this, we get this pawn. If this is played, we get this, and the pawns seem to be quite well controlled. Then it would just be a matter of jumping around and getting to this pawn, which should be good. So I'm pretty confident our opponent does not really have a good move here. I would love to get to a pawn with our king, but those pawns here aren't making it all that easy just yet. We're kind of tied down though. Don't love it. We'll have to see if we can do something about it. A5 is probably an improvement. Maybe preparing for this. And if this is played, we get this, which our opponent definitely doesn't want. The king comes back. Don't think this is good. We can't come here. I think our best chance here might just be... Yeah, we have to move the knights, and maybe we try and get it here, but how do we do that? We would have to go here maybe. Not easy. We can't go here or here. So how about targeting this pawn first? Tying the king down to the defense of that pawn. No. No, 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 no. That's horrible. That's just a complete blunder of the game. I think I just lost us the game here. This is just a clean fork and I missed it. Wow. If this is played, what do we do? I guess we have to come here and allow this. As we come here, the king is likely to come down here and escort some stuff. Surely this is spotted, right? This is probably lights out. Oh, it really sucks. Hopefully it's not found, but we can still try and create some complications and maybe still go for a draw if it is in fact found. Our opponent still has 7 minutes rather, so I mean it shouldn't be all that difficult to find. I might have gotten a bit too greedy and playing the move prematurely. Oh, it's not found. Wow. Okay, but this gives us a whole lot of chances to not blunder the game in one move. Let's come back first of all, I think. Our opponent might want a draw here. I don't think we want a draw though. This kind of a maneuver might be good, as we have a majority here. I would really like to induce some pawn move here by our opponent. It's in fact played, and I think this might not be all that bad. This might be a weakness, if we're allowed to take advantage of it. Our opponent is playing quite well though. I think this is our avenue here of getting around, as this square is now weakened, and we can jump around through d4 now. Our opponent correctly identifies our threat. I think this probably. This seems scary. We are 3 moves away from getting a queen. And the pawn can't defend alone because of this pawn. So our opponent correctly identifies this as well. Now we can't go here because our opponent gets in like this. So how about coming here? This is really difficult for some reason. I did not think this would be that difficult to convert, but our opponent is making us fight for our money. But the king has to stay here now because of this, so I think we have great chances here. Our knight should essentially be freed up from its duties here. At least to some degree. We do not want the king to access this through c5, so we still have some stuff to do there. So we're kind of in a mutual lockdown over here, but that just means, yeah. Well, this might be good. We can get around here and might be able to promote our h-pawn. This is a fork and also a check if the king comes here. Oh, it's not a fork, never mind. For some reason I thought we would be jumping in here. We will not. That's not the move. But this pawn though, it could be pushed though, but it's going to make it a bit easier to play for us if our king gets in. This is probably our opponent's best move. As getting in like this would be important to generate some, well, something in this position. This. And this, I think. And we might even be in a losing position there. A bit hard to say with one knight for 3 pawns. If this is played, do we come back here and defend this? It's not played. Let's centralize our king. This pawn is defended by the knight, so it's not immediately threatened. Coming in here might be good. We have some thoughts of going here, I guess. And I think we might be quicker than our opponent. If this is played, we have an immediate threat, and this becomes difficult to stop. We're down to 33 seconds though, so well, it's not easy to play. Our king is kind of tied down to this because of the pawn being here. Most likely we're going to end up in a position here where we sack those 2 pawns for this pawn and try and promote here. Is what I'm guessing at least. Our opponent is finally getting kind of low on time. We are still at half a minute though, so our position is a whole lot worse. Yeah, we'll be going here. The king is locked down here now, and we have this incoming, taking up material. If this is played, yeah, we'll be coming up here and the king is dead. Doesn't matter that it gets here, because it can't ever move because of this threat. Then this should win us the game. I'm quite confident. This, and this, and we just push the pawn. With this threat, the king here cannot move for the remainder of the game. This can be played. There is an annoying move here actually. what happens here. That's annoying. So if this is played, we have to stop this from promoting. It's not found though, so I think we just come up here and grab this pawn. Now we are 2 moves away from this, so if this is played we can take, and this is no problem because we have it covered. Our opponent resigns, and we are up to 1490 ELO. Going ahead once again and say thanks for the game to our opponent. And let's have a look at the game review. This was a fun one. 79.5 to 76.9. We had quite a few inaccuracies, mistakes, misses, and a blunder. Those are the fun games, when there are mistakes to have a look at, and it was still a fun game. This was in fact the way to go, but apparently this was not it. We should have given up the pawn here, and taking was not even the best move. Let's say this is played, we push here, and I guess we just gain the entire board, it seems. Apparently this still worked, but it wasn't fantastic. Should have taken here, didn't. Should have taken here rather. Should have went back. For some reason this is best. Doesn't seem all that concrete to me though. Whether it's this, but this pawn structure seems a bit loose, but the computer argues we go to f2 with our king and we hold. What did our opponent have here? Oh, this is apparently quite good because of this move. How come? Let's say we play a random move here. I guess there is maybe just too much staring down towards our king here, which I guess does make some sense. Wasn't spotted. We got into this position. Apparently here already, we should have maybe looked at this, but it wasn't all that easy to spot. This is a mate, or as close to a mate as you get without actually mating, because this looks horrendously bad. Yeah, I didn't spot it, neither did our opponent, but here we went, the next move, and our opponent blundered. This should have been played, and this could in fact be saved. I didn't see that maneuver, should have probably seen it, as it was not that difficult to spot. I guess once it's on the board at least. I'm glad to see here we played a lot of correct moves. I hope I correctly identified this as a suboptimal move here. As here we just lose this. Or did we? Oh yeah, because it was because of this bishop. I remember. Otherwise it would have worked. This was okay. All good stuff here. Apparently this geometrical alternative would have worked. But this I think was good as well, coming in for this outpost. There is this move here apparently, and well, why is this? Oh wow, the queen is trapped. That's a difficult queen trap to spot, to be quite fair here. Although it would have been quite funny if it was played. Oh, this was apparently not accurate. I don't quite see why this was best. Yeah, I genuinely do not see it. What is our plan here? The knight doesn't have any good squares, I think, so I don't quite see it. Well, it doesn't really matter. We got into this position, and our opponent did in fact manage to make this difficult for us. Should have went here. I do not know how I missed this elementary fork. But well, it doesn't really matter. we did still get into a decent position until, well, we didn't. This was good. Still better for us, but I do see on the graph soon we are going to be blundering the game, which I did not realize as we played. Oh yeah, oh never mind, I did. It was this. I'm so glad here our opponent did not spot this. It would have been devastating. There is no way for us to win here whatsoever. At least I'm pretty confident that's the case. Here there is opposition, I guess, or something. Our opponent's king gets in, and it wasn't as easy to convert here as I thought it would be, but it's still not good for us. Yeah, this is played, and we have some correct moves here. Remaneuvering our pieces, and this here, getting this configuration is essentially what forced the win for us. And well, we got here and we got a resignation. 1490 ELO, guys. 1490, 10 points away. Can we get there soon? We'll have to see as we play for over the next couple of days. We might just come back to a losing streak, which we have seen previously. Well, I guess the video is getting long. I won't be stalling it for you guys, so I'll be ending it here and saying thanks to Silver66 from Spain for the game. Thanks for watching to the end of the video. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your days. This has been our game for today, and I hope to see you all tomorrow. Bye bye.